I don't know if you can hear me, but one second. What is going on? This is it's terrible. One second. I am here. Hello. So I seem to be having an issue with my face camera. There we go. We're back. There we go. That was an excellent start. So, hello. If you tune into the late essay stream, then you may be aware of the problems that YouTube was having. If you're watching this on Twitch, I'm also streaming on Twitch at the moment. Then I think you had a pretty decent connection, so you could see everything that was going on. But yeah, no, it seems to be working now. I'll keep an eye on it. If anything kind of goes a little bit strange, then please do let me know. I will try to address things as possible. I am basically streaming simultaneously to Twitch and YouTube. Now, I don't know if that's going to absolutely tank my internet connection. I don't know if streaming to two sources is a good idea. I might switch. We're going to try it. We're going to experiment. Anyway, we're going to be just doing what we started off yesterday, which was a second squad of Raptor Heavy Intercessors. I'm just going to focus there. There we go. So that's basically as far as we got yesterday. We'd assembled the torso and smoothed out one of the chest. And that's about it. Yeah, so hopefully we have a little bit more of a slightly successful. But yeah, fingers crossed. This all goes well. It seems to be better to begin with anyway, so... but yeah, cool. It is also, as I was informed yesterday, it is also Necromunda. So maybe we'll talk a bit about Necromunda, which I think will make Yankee very happy. It also might it might also slow down his slow takeover of my Discord server with Necromunda content. But yeah, maybe we will do. Maybe we'll have a little bit of an idea. Have a look on the website and see if we have any ideas for. If I was going to create a gang, what would it be? It'd have to be converted, but we can see. We can find out what it is. So yeah, the basic principle of this team is squad, is if you're watching on Twitch and you regularly watch on Twitch, you'll be already familiar with the first 5 that I made. This is the direction I'm going in. The idea is to have quite a small individuality is the word I'm looking for about each one. So this guy's got like a little bit of like a spotting scope. He's got some binoculars, nothing too fancy there. The heavy bolter guy is pretty much just straightforward. If you saw the assault intercessors video, you'll understand that with the jump intercessors, each one has kind of like a mini specialization. I'm going to try and recreate that here. I just pulled my shoulder lean in that. That wasn't very wise. Comms expert, and then, I don't know, a guy with a knife, I guess. I think it's supposed to be a grenadier. I think he had a few more grenades. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, so we're going to follow that same process. Previous stream, I did say if you had any ideas for specialisms we could show in the squad, I would love to hear your recommendations. So please do feel free to share them. I have got all of my Space Marine bits. I have all of my... Votan bits, I have all of my Astra Militarum bits as well, so there's quite a large range of stuff to pick from, so please do. But yeah, I will be monitoring the chat both on YouTube and Twitch. Because of Twitch's guidelines, I can't cross-pollinate the chats, unfortunately, so it might find that I will try to read out comments rather than just reacting to them, so yeah. But yeah, anyway, Let's go. Let's try and let's have a look at the chat. So yeah, we've got camera working so far. That's good. What happened to the last one? Yeah, YouTube basically died. What a suggestion. Well, on mine, I chopped the barrel off one of the rifles and replaced it with a sniper bolter barrel and scope from the eliminated bolt rifle. So I actually had 2 ideas for two ideas I had for this was to... So in one of my bits box I have... I think this is from... Is it the Impulsor? It's one of the vehicles. I can't remember which one it is. It's basically just kind of like a big heavy stubber thing. I think of chopping off the barrel there and then attaching this to the heavy bolter. So you can kind of see the style I'm going to go for. Almost like a little bit like the suppressors. The kind of the bolter that they have. I'm not sure what the actual word for that is, but that's basically the vibe that I was going for. So that's going to be what I would do. The second one was to make like a sniper variant, which would be heavy bolt rifle with a scope with an extra long barrel. And that's what we'll be doing. Dread Pirate Dan over on Twitch. I'm doing a big 40 army project using Van Sar 40 army 40 using Van Sar and Delac kit, and I'm still holding my breath waiting for the Delac Ash Waste vehicle to be revealed. Kind of bummed that Van Sar vehicles was the Arachnorig again, but it's very cool to have cheap ones. I really like the Arachnorig. I didn't order. I was going to order one and I forgot, but I really like that Arachnorig. I'm not sure what to go for with that one. But still, I like Van Sar. The only idea for a gang that I had was a video that I did a few years ago now, where I basically made a kill team of Aversa Assassin trainees or something like that. It was kind of, they all had like the skull helmets and the kind of the black and red armor of the Aversa Assassins. What was it? Aversa Assassins. Anyway. So yeah, that was kind of the idea. I would like to do that. That would be fun. Maybe some sort of like little conversion there. That'd be pretty cool to do. We've got a few first-time chats in the Twitch stream as well, so thank you very much to everyone who is joining me over on Twitch as well. I did abandon you. I do apologise for a while, but now Twitch has decided that simultaneously streaming is allowed again. I will be returning, so yeah. What have we got? We'll love it if you gave the full squad shields to their guns. That's pretty cool. I think it might be difficult to do for every single one, but it definitely could be done... Trying to think, the heavy bolter makes the most sense, but then I quite like the long barrel. That's the only thing. So we'll see. Yeah, we'll see. Let's make a start on this guy. So this guy is going to be, we're going to stick with the regular operator. I'm going to go for... So one thing I didn't really do in the last one, I had one torso which didn't have both hands occupied, and that was on purpose because I knew I'd be doing a few. So that's the only one that doesn't have. So as long as I don't reuse this left-handed bolter arm, I can get away with one. So we've got this one. That's one option. So I need something to go on the right hand. So what options do we have in the kit? There's a grenade arm, which is a left hand, which is no good. Pointing arm. We have a pointing arm. That might be something we can do something with. We could potentially modify that. There is also the Eradicators as well. The Eradicators have a few Gravis arms that we can use. There's quite a few grenade arms in here, actually. There's also a reloading arm as well, which is quite cool. I like that one. Which has a magazine hand to go with it. That one. There's a few options there. Let's go. We Paint Minis, good evening. Welcome to the chat. Comment, Astartes, Peter Wargamer, can we ask for advice about our models to you during the stream? Because I'd like an opinion on a kill team I'm slowly building. Feel free to ask me questions. I probably won't have the ability to quickly go off and look at shared models. I don't. Maybe if I set something up on Discord for future videos, there's possibilities for that. But at the moment, if you have any questions, I will do my best to answer them. Maybe that might be a good idea, Yankee. Maybe if we had like a special stream Discord channel that we can just have stuff, but people could post stuff for me to see in the stream. That might be handy. Also pushes people towards the Discord as well, which Yankee will like. It's more people for him to moderate. More people for him to lord over. Yeah, quite. To be honest, I haven't really used this kind of reloading arm, but in itself, it's quite a dynamic shot, but it doesn't really have much, does it? It doesn't really have. It needs something else. We definitely need to go another direction. I might go for this one first of all, but we need to have a think about what we can do. So pouches, we're going to have pouches. That's the given. More people to convert to Necromunda for Yankee. Do you like the Chunky Boys? Need to get some. I really like Gravis. I'm a big fan of Gravis. I know a lot of people didn't like them. Even Aggressors. I really like Aggressors. If they released another Gravis unit, I'd be incredibly happy. Inceptors. I don't actually have any Inceptors though. That's an option. So let's have a look through the bits box. Let's see what we've got. Actually, one thing I did do in the previous one is I grabbed this axe. Now this was from the Votan kit, and I actually quite like the idea of having some sort of. I really like axes for these guys. I don't know why. I think it's because like an axe is both a decent weapon, but then it's also got kind of like a utilitarian purpose, which I think is very Raptors. Having that option to, I don't know, chop down a tree, and this has got like a flat hammer section as well, almost like you can hammer in some tent pegs or cut down a tree and then also embed the axe into the skull of a Tyranid as well. So yeah, plenty of utilitarian uses there. I want to use that. I don't know how. I don't know what will go. Maybe... So many choices. That's the trouble. That's the trouble. Good for breaching. That is true. That is true. That is true, yeah. Should we go for a breacher? I think we need a breacher, don't we? I was looking at the... I was trying to get some inspiration, so I was looking at the Rainbow Six Siege operators, and I kind of haven't really looked at it for a long time and didn't realize how many operators there are. There are so many operators for Rainbow Six Siege now. I was thinking, okay, I'll have a quick look, see if I get any ideas. And there's just so many, so many. So we need breaching ideas. This guy's going to be a breacher, so we need probably what, breaching charges, an axe. Can you attach the axe to the gun as a bayonet? We could do. I do have the. I do have the Horus Heresy chain bayonets from the Mark 6 kit. I think I've got a couple handy actually, so that's always an option. Shotgun. Yeah, how could we make a shotgun? I want to see how well this fits actually. You know what? That's actually not a bad... Considering these are for different kits, that actually works really well. I might keep that for a future one, but yeah, we're going to go for breaching. So what do we have? Axe, shield, breaching charges, shotguns. The mine from the Incursed kit as a breaching charge. It's a good option. We could possibly modify one of the hands to carry that instead. Callum, thank you very much. Hi, sorry if you've answered this question before, but have you given thought to kitbashing a Swarm Lord using some of the new Nid kits? Love the work. I haven't actually. Now the reason why that is because I'm not very good at kitbashing Tyranids. I really struggled with the Hemolictor. The Hemolictor was kind of like quite difficult. It was very much out of my comfort zone, but maybe some of the bigger stuff might open things up a bit more. Could mix and match a few, but yeah. So the Swarm Lord's the variant of the Tyrant, isn't it? Which has 4 bone swords, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. Joe Pirate Dan, I'm planning to make some Gravis Blade Guard using Assault Terminator arms to make them even chunkier. Nice. That should work. That would work quite well, actually. Right, okay, so we need to give this guy some sort of... I like the idea of a shotgun. How could we modify this to look like a shotgun? To be honest, I feel like without... A good thing with not having the magazine in it, actually it almost looks like a shotgun. We need to probably flatten out the end, don't we? Move this out the way. So what I'm thinking is, if we... This might be a lot of extra work, but we'll see. What I'm thinking is, chop off the end here. Chop off this section, this forward section. So this is almost like the, what's it called? The pump action. The kind of, I don't know, it's probably got a special word. And then have, maybe try and put a little bit of something there just to... Let's have a look. Let's have a look on, let's get sidetracked already. Let's have a quick look on Firefox to get an idea of the other... So the Black Templars have them, don't they? They're called... I'll just go on Black Templars. I can't remember what the kit's called. This one is what we're looking for. It needs to be bigger though. It can't just be a ready... Can't just be in a started shotgun. Okay, so... Yeah, this is kind of what I was thinking. If we massively shorten down the ends... you know what? We could stick some shells on the top as well. That would really help to sell it. And then maybe do something so it looks like it kind of been racked. That might work. We'll try it. I've got a few of those spare weapons, so we'll see. Yeah. Oops, wrong one. There we go. I don't know if it'd be easier to do with one of these, though. That's the only thing. Would it be better to do as arms, or... Shell rack of a Death Watch shotgun. I think my Death Watch are in the garage. Yeah, I think... Yeah, I literally had that box out as well the other day when I was working on my last kit bash. What are we thinking? That's quite a good one, because that's got no iconography. Let's go for that one. Let's have a look in the rulebook and try and find... The rulebook, the instruction book. What is the best sculpting putty and why is it milliput? I personally would argue that a combination of milliput and green stuff are a good option. Sorry, I'm trying to figure out which one it was that I wanted to use. 29. Let's find Bolter 29 now. Okay, so this one. I just want to get the arms right. So 30, 31, 29 makes sense. Okay, let's grab those arms off the sprue. 29. Yeah, so I think if we remove this kind of top bar, we'll attach one of these ammunition drums, magazines, receivers, whatever you want to call them, and we'll chop off the actual magazine so that we have more of a streamlined approach. Right, so that's 29. So we need, what was it, 30 and 13, 31. I should double check I'm getting the right way. Let's find them. There's 30. And then we need 31 as well. Can't see it. 15. 6. Why is it so hard to find an arm? 31. Was that it? Is that the one I wanted? Yeah, cool. Got it. Right, so let's... I do feel like I say right so often in these streams. Which one do we think will look better? We have these ones. We have option A. They're all the same, actually, thinking about it. Yeah, they're all the same. Let's go for this one. And then I'll just remove the magazine. Building stuff for my Enforcer gang, and I'm highly frustrated about the little smaller scale of Cadian arms compared to Enforcer bodies. Enforcers are massive. Enforcers are like Space Marine scouts in terms of scale. Like, you could literally run them as if scouts weren't being released, you could literally run them as theirs. The long one looks almost like the empty section for the pump. You mean this section? It does, yeah. I think maybe if we could kind of find a way of adding in some sort of groove, that might help. I think we can do this. Right, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to cut off. Now this might mess up things, but we're going to cut this off. Like that. And then, if we line this up, I'm going to trim that down first. Go for the drum right. There are is it the A10 shotgun? I remember that from playing Battlefield. Call of Duty or something. I can't remember. It's like a weird shaped shotgun. There is, but I think because I'm going for something which I specifically want to have the appearance of a shotgun, and I'm converting something that previously was a rifle, I want to make sure that I have that clear distinction between the two. And I think by trying to separate it out as much as possible, it makes it look a little bit more distinct. At least that's a theory. We'll see what it's like in practice. So yeah, if I remove the barrel, then we kind of have much more of a streamlined. And I think with the Starty shotguns, there's very much like a bluntness to them. So if I think I just remove all of this from the end, then that should actually do something, do a lot really. Fingers crossed anyway. I'm even tempted to remove the, no, I'll keep that. Maybe I'll remove it. If I don't feel like it's offering enough difference, then maybe I will also remove that stock as well. The butt. A12, is that it? Is that what it is? A raised gorget would be cool. It would be, yeah. I think I've tried it before, to be honest, and I've always struggled because you can either sculpt it, or if you're really good with plasticard, you can literally just plasticard a new one. And I am terrible at plasticard. I've just never been able to get plasticard right. I don't know what it is. I don't know if I'm just missing something. I don't know if it's just I don't use the right tools. I don't have have decent plasticard, or maybe the stuff I use is too thick, too stiff. I don't know. Gavan Crew, this is my first time catching with streams. Will this be edited to a video later down the line? It won't be. It will be available as a VOD, but I just really don't have the time to edit them down, unfortunately. But saying that, I may revisit this kind of concept when I come to do a, like if I do a regular video on how to make Raptor Heavy Intercessors. But yeah, unfortunately I just don't, because I'm pretty much working on about 3 videos at the moment simultaneously. Planning for another 4 or 5 on top of that. So yeah, I just don't have the time to do these and keep on top of everything else, which also I hate editing. Editing is literally my least favorite part of doing any of the videos. I'll happily do any other part of the video before I will have to edit. I just don't really feel like giving myself extra work either. Okay, this is a really heavy mold line. What's going on with this? I don't know why I'm worrying too much about removing that, because I am going to clip those off, so no point in spending too much time on those. Yeah, I think that's okay. Right. So let's clip away the front of this, and let's see how that's looking. What I might do is might use that existing just to drill the hole in the end, and at least give me an idea of where the previous one was. And if I do decide to add a new one, I can do, and if I don't, then it's up to me. I could make a larger borehole, actually. I do have some different sizes of Right, so just need to clip that away. Let's just do a very basic kind of rough cut to begin with, and then we can clean it up as we go. Let's clip away that section first, see what we've got. So yeah, this whole rounded section can go. Yeah, that protrudes quite a way. Let's try and remove that as much as we can. Okay, and then just clean that up. Hopefully, this looks okay. Fog Battleship Warspite. Any ideas of what type of vehicles you're going to convert for your Raptors? So yeah, I think I mentioned, I can't remember if I mentioned it or not yesterday, but I bought the Raven Guard Battle Force box, which came with the 2 Invicta warsuits. So I'll probably run at least one of those, maybe 2. I quite like the idea of them. They also pair quite well rule-wise with Phobos units, if I remember rightly. I think if you shoot a unit, I think it's either if you shoot a unit with the warsuit, then if the Phobos unit shoots the same unit, it gets a hit bonus, or vice versa. Or if someone shoots a Phobos unit, then yeah, I can't remember. There's some sort of like fire support rule. Can't remember what it is off the top of my head, but there's definitely something there. So yeah, that's probably going to be the first vehicles. After that, I don't know. I was tempted by the idea of some flyers. I've never really been an incredible fan of flyers, but I do quite like the idea of one of not the transport ones, not the interceptor one, the gunship, whichever that one is. The one that kind of looks like a mini Thunderhawk. I think that needs to be removed as well. I don't know, I feel like getting rid of that makes it look more of like a cut down version of the shotgun. Transport could also be nice. Yeah, probably transport. I always forget about transports because I find them boring, to be fair. But yeah, probably do need some sort of transport going on as well. Depending on what I run, it's either going to be mainly heavy intercessors as the kind of battle line holding capture ground, and then Phobos units ranging ahead. So a few of those do get the benefit of infiltration, deep striking, and obviously coming in as strategic reserves later on. So I do have those options, but yeah, probably a transport would be good. Something with a little bit of firepower might be good, just to ferry around some slow-moving heavy intercessors. Although saying that, I did actually want to have some Terminators as well. I am hoping to do a video on kitbashing some Raptors themed Terminators. I think that'll be a nice challenge. They're a unit which is very much stands apart from Primaris stuff. So I'm going to try and, it's going to be blasphemy for a lot of people, but I think having more of a Primarisified Terminators might annoy some people, but I don't know. We'll see. The Dread Pirate down, it can basically overwatch if a Phobos unit near them gets headshot. Okay, I remember it being some sort of shooting interaction between the Invicta Warsuits and Phobos units. And because I plan to run some Phobos units anyway, then I think that makes sense. I am tempted to remove that. I think, yeah, I'm just going to go for it. I think I just want to change the profile of the weapon as much as I can. I want to make it look as distant from the original as possible. Still need to glue in the receiver. That needs to be flattened out a little bit. You can see, if you can look at it, there's ever so slight bend in the middle where I've basically cut a slight more. This is one of those things that really annoys me, and I always have to remember to try and flatten out best I can. You can see how the white has built up more on this side in there, and there's like a little gap in the middle where it's not. That's basically because I've not balanced it out perfectly. To be fair, you won't notice it really, but it's just one of those things that will annoy me if I don't do it. Okay. It might need something on the end, but I think as a shotgun goes, I don't think it's bad. I think it offers something else. It looks different. Let's get a regular one just so we can do a quick comparison. Okay. So I think it does. I think it does look like it's. It does look different enough. I've lost it. It kind of has that same development style, but looks more like. It looks chunkier. Looks a lot more, I suppose, brutish in a way, which works quite well for what I want. I don't know. I'm not sure about the barrel though. I'm not sure whether to keep it. I'm definitely going to enlarge that hole. That looks too small. Maybe give it an ammo barrel on the side. I think so. I think that's going to be the good. That's going to be a good suggestion, to be honest. How do I open this now? I don't want to do this because I always open these. Jesus Christ! Exactly what I don't want to happen. Right, all the sizes are mixed up now, so that's good. That's just what I wanted. I think you're supposed to be able to slide them. What have I done? A super expensive set of drill bits that I've got. I really don't need the really thin ones. I don't know why I've got them. I think I just needed some slightly different sizes. There we go. I don't trust that I've got these in the right position, so I might just triple check these. So the 1mm diameter is what I've got currently. So if I go for one that's just slightly bigger, I think, how does it work? Okay, yeah, I think you move it along and then it pops out the hole. Okay. I actually found these the other day. I forgot I bought them. So you moved it along. If it does not get... Oh, okay. Jesus Christ. Oh, this is painful to watch. These are all in the wrong slots now. Okay. Let's try that again, shall we? This is embarrassing. Right, okay. My God. I think there was actually a drill bit stuck, which is what was going to mess it up. So let's take that one. Come on. Okay, cool. I think this is slightly larger than what we've got already. So if let's go for a slightly bigger one. Yeah, that'll work. Do you think it's possible to use the Space Marine half of the Leviathan set as a base for Red Corsairs, Kitbash? So, Red Corsairs, They are... Wait. I might get confused. Are those Horan Blackhearts? Or am I getting confused now? Okay, yeah, cool. I thought so. So, yeah, it's tricky because obviously with pirates and stuff, pirates with chaos. Oh, Kabuski, hello, welcome. I'm glad you've arrived today, not yesterday when the chat was just not chat. The stream wasn't working. Anyway, right. Okay, so original question: do you think it's possible to use a Space Marine Half Leviathan set as a base for Red Corsairs Kitbash? So the problem I think you're going to find is the fact that Space Marines, Primus units, have very different loadouts than Chaos Marine units. So Primus kind of have the old Horus Heresy era weapon approach to weapon options. So each unit in the squad will pretty much be armed with the same weapon. Whereas Chaos Space Marines tend to have more of a firstborn approach to things. So you're going to need like a base. So you can have Havocs. So the Infernus Metals might not work. The Infernus Marines might not work very well as anything for Chaos. I've really done a wonky hole there. That's terrible. Let's try and hide that best I can. Oh, God. Yeah, so I think it's not impossible. I think you could do it. I think the biggest problem you're going to face, though, is just getting weapon loadouts correct. If you wanted them to run as Primus, though, if you wanted to run them as Primus rules and just modify them to look like Chaos Space Marines, I don't think that would be a problem, personally. Even just a few head swaps would be pretty easy. They are snap fit, though, so it does mean that things like swapping shoulder pads will be a lot trickier. You will literally have to cut away certain shoulder pads from some parts, just because the shoulder pads will be sculpted. Not impossible, but again, going to be quite tricky. Hope that answers your question. Yankee's advice is just play Necromunda if you want pirates. Wait, is there a pirate faction? I suppose... I feel like I'm missing one of the factions. I know this is a kind of the sump ones, isn't it, where you can actually have like boats and stuff. Dark Eldar. Yep, Dark Eldar. Pirates of the 40k universe. There's not enough pirates in 40k, in my opinion. You literally have a setting where it requires crossing vast swathes of space, and there's the only kind of pirate factions that you have. One of them is a Dark Eldar faction, so a Xenos faction, and the other one is just Chaos. And that's pretty much it. There's not really much else in the way of pirate stuff, which is, I don't know, it seems like a missed... oh, you've got the Orcs, haven't you? You've got the... what are they called now? Flash Gits. They're kind of like pirates, aren't they, I guess? Freebooters, yeah, that's true. I think what I'm saying is there isn't really any I feel like I'm just kind of really undermining myself now, but I don't think there's any human pirate factions is what I mean that isn't Chaos. I think everything is very much like by the numbers for the Imperium, isn't it? But I think Rogue Traders, you could argue that they're kind of they have like a little bit more disposition, but yeah, Rogue Traders. Okay, forget I said anything. There's plenty of pirates in the 40k universe. Forget it. Mike Hawkins, where did you get your scalpel / exactly? Hello from the US. I got it from eBay. I bought a size 3 handle, and then the blades are 10As. I just bought a box of them quite a while ago and just keep emptying out the box. They are Swan Morton ones, but yeah, I just got them from eBay. Oh, I actually got them from the last time I got them was from a website called Graphics Direct, which is a UK website. But if you have a look for companies which sell, there's quite a few different companies that do like paper and office supplies which have them, like graphic designers, things like that, graphic designer supplies. Those are an option. They often have scalpels, because scalpels are often used for those kind of things. Alright, let's attach these arms, and attach a little bit more glue to the arms just to make them a little bit more malleable if I need it. And if we okay, that gives us a little bit more of an idea of how it sits on the model. So I think for extra things like a shell rack, a rack of shells or something, I think on the side or on the top, something like that, that will really fit quite nicely with this. So yeah, this works quite well for like a breacher, I think. Like a breach specialization. In terms of rules, it won't make any difference, but yeah. Rogue traders could be listed as privateers. Yeah, I suppose privateers are just kind of like sanctioned pirates, aren't they? I got that knife from your recommendation, very good. Just need to get more blades at a better price than Amazon. I think, let me just still check the website that I bought them for. I think it was like Graphics Direct. They're a UK-based website. And I think they sell scalpels as well. I think it's them I got it from. Let me check my emails. Swan Morton. It was from Graphics Direct. And hopefully they still sell them, because I hope they still sell them, because if they don't, that's kind of annoying, because I actually got... Oh yeah, they still sell them. Okay. You can get 100 blades for £15, and that'll last you for quite a while. I'll drop that in the comments. There you go. So yeah, if you want to use a scalpel, then you can. This is a good place for the UK. I don't know if they ship internationally. You're probably better off finding somewhere that ships locally. But yeah, those are pretty good. I think they're pretty reasonably priced as well. What are they? They're actually 25% off now. That's good. But yeah, I think I pretty much swap out a blade every project. So what, maybe every week or two, I think. Do you have a Kitbashing kernel? I don't think I do, actually. Which one is that one? Let me just familiarize myself with it. I know I'm not on face. I'm just on table cam still at the moment. I'm just double checking. No point switching at the moment. 40k Kitbashing. Is that one the one that sold out? Is that the female one? In which case, I don't think I have one. Gene Stealer Cult Pirates would be neat. I agree, yeah. I think Gene Stealer Cult Pirates would be very good. Oh, the Halo Johnson one. No, no, I don't actually. I don't know why. I don't think I just ever picked it up when it was released, unfortunately. But yeah, I know which one you mean. But yeah, Gene Stealer Cult Pirates would be pretty cool. I think that would work well. I think if you had some sort of... You could probably explain it away lore-wise to say that they... I don't know, that they were maybe kind of... They tried to sneak away on a ship, and then they were discovered, and they attacked, and they just kind of took over the ship, and just kind of fly around the galaxy now, just trying to infect more worlds. That would work. For the four-armed Emperor. Nice one. Yeah, I like that. Okay, let's have a quick tangent whilst I look at how we can customize the Gene Stealer cults to be pirates, because they kind of have a few of the units have that Western vibe, don't they? Already. So I think bikers are out of the question, as are the Goliaths. I don't know, maybe you could do something with the Goliath, I don't know. But I think most of the units would be okay. These guys, yeah, I don't think they would be too difficult to convert at all. They all almost have that kind of... They have the bandanas. It's not hard, really, to imagine them. If you were to get the kill team units, what are they called? They're called breaches? No, Navy... To be honest, if you just got some of these and stuck Gene Stealer cult heads on them, maybe add the extra arm here and there, because you've got things like... Oh, that's a good kill team idea, actually. Oh, okay, that's an idea. That's gonna go in the book. A Gene Stealer cult Navy breaches kill team. I do actually have a whole... I think I've got quite a few of these. I stockpiled them because I knew they'd be really useful, but I didn't know what for. Ah, okay. Yeah. The only thing I need to do is, what I think would be difficult is this symbol on the chest. That's the only thing that I think would be quite tricky to remove, because the problem with that, it's not too hard on these guys, I guess. You can probably modify it slightly, but these ones are going to be a bit trickier because of... You don't want to remove the rivets, and cutting this away without cutting away the rivets would be quite tricky. Not impossible, but tricky enough. Yeah, I reckon some of them with some neophyte heads, and maybe the odd cheeky little neophyte arm. Yeah, because there's what are the squad specialists in this one? So there's the guy with the axe, there's the guy with the shield, there's the heavy... So the heavy... Look, this is perfect. This guy's got a multi-laser, and there is literally, I think, a multi-laser, or is that from the other guy? Yeah, look, a mining laser. Perfect. The axe guy you could just replace with some hybrid parts. Could work. Could work. I'm tempted. Even these, even if you just got some of these and stuck them on, I think they would work, personally. Okay. That's another idea for the book. I do want to do a kill team, and I think that'd be pretty cool to do a kill team. Because you just run it as naval breaches. You wouldn't even need to change the rules, because as long as they look like the specialists, the fact that they're Gene Stealers makes a difference, because there's even parts from these kids you could use as axes in here. Yeah. Lots of options there. Anyway. Back to what we were doing. Turn the servo skull into a pirate parrot. Yeah, you could do. That would work. That would work. Who's got parrots? This is the thing that's got me thinking now. Who's got parrots? Who's got the... There is a pirate. You know what? I've actually... When I thought, oh, there's not really any pirates in... There's quite a few, isn't there? There's quite a few pirates. Where's Firefox again? Wait, I'm already on here. Okay. Drakari Kill Team. Can't remember what they're called. They all have funny names. Build a kill team. Hopefully they come up. Even those would work quite nice as like a breacher, kind of a Gallo Dark one. I suppose that's what they were designed for, wasn't it? Right, where are we looking now? Those models are so old. It's not this one. That's just Cabalite Warriors. Have I missed it? Have I missed it? I know. Right at the bottom. Oh yeah, it's got like a little pet raven thing, hasn't it? How could you make that look like... You could have like a little... Actually, you know what? Isn't there a little thing with a... Didn't Ripper Swarms used to... Wasn't there Winged Rippers? Versions of Winged Rippers? That was a thing, wasn't it? Yeah. That could be an idea. If you took a regular Ripper and just got some little wings from somewhere, that would be quite easy to do. That'd be pretty cool, like a little servo skull kind of thing. Put some wires on it, make it look like it's been modified slightly. I think that'd work. Yeah, anyway, I'm going to get sidetracked. That's I don't think that's a stream idea, that's definitely a video idea, I think. Definitely worth doing as a video at some point. Anyway, back to this guy. It's an hour, and that's all we've done. We've not even done the body. I did the body in the previous stream. Okay, so we need to think of other ideas for this guy. So he's a breacher. He's going to have breaching charges. Where can we find breaching charges? Necromunda, which I forgot to bring the box out. There's a perfect kit that has them. Do we have anything in the Astra Militarum box? In Cursor Kit Mine. It might be too big. It's quite a big mine, that one is. How are you feeling about the Raptors getting their codex in the next White Dwarf? I didn't know, to be honest. I did not know. Oh, Stromer Chad, thank you very much for subscribing at Tier 1. Much appreciated. Thank you very much. And making good use of that Caldor Drago, dancing Caldor Drago animated emoji there. So I do have in here, I think one of these kits that I've got is... Are those too big? Are those grenades too big to go in this bolter? Would they look right? Or would they look too big? Definitely too big. As soon as I kind of got anywhere near that bolter, I was like, that's far too big. Right, what am I looking for here? Something that can be used as a breaching charge. Is there anything in the Kassakin? I don't really want to use my Kassakin bits. Cursor kit's too big, I think. I think the charge is just massive. It would work maybe for like a demolitions specialist if that was his only weapon. What did it say about the? Is it? I did see there was like a preview article about whilst I have a think about that one, I'm going to send that. I'm going to task the chat to think of an idea for a breaching charge. That's your homework, guys. I'm going to be. I know full well what would work. But I'm going to see if you guys can pass the test. This is. I have no idea. I don't know what I'm going to do at the moment, but we'll see. I did see there was a. Oh, this guy looks good, by the way. I did want to point out the model that we had. Who was it? I forgot his name. The previous Necron model that we had previewed, I didn't like much. I didn't think he did much. I don't think he was very imaginative. It was very basic. This guy's cool. I really like this model. Kind of like how he's in the middle of disappearing or going invisible, whatever he does. But yeah, I think that's pretty cool. Oh yeah, merging from an invisible phase space. Yeah, that's pretty cool. I like that. This is an interesting model. They've done something interesting with this. And if you look at it from the front, you can't actually see his legs. So it's almost as if it's like, as the energy swirls around, it is revealing him. This is a good Necron model. The other one that was announced wasn't. White Dwarf 494, Heavy Metal Corsairs, new rules for Bladeborn, and an Index Starting Armor. I did not see that. Well, looks like I'm getting myself a White Dwarf. Interesting. They're really pushing the Raptors, aren't they? Because they're appearing in the transfer sprues recently. Index of Starters returns to cover those olive-hued experts of stealth and misdirection, the Raptors. It's a complete analysis of how they were founded, where they gather their recruits from, and how they engage their foes, and includes crusade rules representing their clandestine approach to battle. Interesting. So it's mainly crusade rules. It's not really much in the way of regular rules, but it's just fine. Just fine. No, that's not bad. Yeah, maybe I'll pick that up. Have a quick read. Maybe we can do a White Dwarf flick through or something on a stream. I don't know. Right, chat. Did you have any ideas for my demo charge? Gene Stealer bikers have demo charges. You are correct. They do, but do I have? We Paint Minis, thank you very much for becoming a member. Much appreciated. You are now officially. Let me get my camera right. You are officially allowed. I don't know what's. I'm going to do a score. I'm going to do that. There we go. You are officially ordained. I throw bits at you to use an ad block when you watch my videos now in the future. Any members, that is ad block amnesty. Feel free to use an ad block if you want to. Well, thank you very much. Much appreciated. If you spend multi charges, those certainly be used as breaching charges. Yeah. What do I have handy? I might have some Necromunda kits. Let's have a look. Let's go to the cupboard. It's just going to sound like I'm rustling in the background, but I am here. Bear with me. I got some Necromunda kits. I don't play Necromunda. I've never built a full Necromunda gang, but this is just a fraction of the Necromunda kits that I have access to, just because the bits are so good. So I don't actually think any of these are going to have what I need. We've got Ironhead Prospectors. I kind of have a bit of a problem when it comes to Necromunda kits. I tend to just buy Necromunda kits because I know I'll be one day thinking, oh, okay, well, I need some components. What component could I use? I can guarantee the Necromunda kit will have it. Annoyingly, none of these Necromunda kits will have what I want. That's disappointing. That is disappointing. All-Out Wreckers have good... I know, they're really good. And I literally know... I've used the All-Out Wreckers... There's actually another box over there. The All-Out Wreckers are such a good kit. And I'm so annoyed. I should have brought my Necromunda. I was thinking earlier, should I get my Necromunda? I was looking at it in the garage when I was getting some bits for another project. And I saw them and I was like... Nah, it's okay, I won't need them. Genuinely really annoyed at myself now. Pete will be like, hey Yankee, look at all the things you love. Would be ashamed to not like the game. I feel like it's just fueling me. The Wreckers jump packs might work for enlisting drop to style. They would do, yeah. Kind of the only reason why I've not really thought about doing that for something in the future is simply just because you only get like 4 in a box, which isn't really great for doing a full army. Oh, that's really annoyed me now. I'm really wound up. All I need is an explosive charge. It's such a simple thing. I just genuinely don't think I have any kits to hand which will have that in. I don't want to just go off camera rummaging through the boxes that I have to hand because I don't think there's anything in there that will be useful. Why don't you use teleport beacon from the new Terminators? That's a good suggestion, but I will be using that when I build some Terminators, so yeah, maybe. Mark 6 upgrade sprue has a melter bomb. Yeah, you're right, actually. We have it. We have a melter bomb. Wonderful. Okay. That's not a bad idea. I don't think I could have gotten away with something huge anyway, just because I don't think it would fit on the model. But yeah, that was a good shout. I'm a genius. Stuart97, I will grant you that. I will allow you to refer to yourself as a genius for the rest of the stream. There you go, little matter bomb. Nothing too big, nothing too heavy. We have other rooms for pouches and other paraphernalia, of course, and we'll be adding those in due course. But first, we need to get some pouches ready for this guy. So, standard place. We're going to go for. Let's go get a little pile of little pouches and stuff. Oh, we got the axe as well. I forgot about the axe. We'll keep the axe. Melter bomb. Perfect. Get the old pouch box. Where are my pouches? So I was also playing around with the idea that the Eliminators, which are the Gravis Malta guys, actually have quite a few arms on the kit, which essentially means that what you can do is, if you have a regular squad of, if you wanted to run, what was it now? I think if you ran, I can't remember what it was, but basically you can build extra Eradicators if you have Heavy Intercessors, which I think ends up being a little bit cheaper. I can't remember. I was just doing kind of head maths at the time, but you get like 2 extra arms, I think, so you can quite easily do. Where are my bits? Where are my pouches? I've used more pouches than I thought I had, to be fair. That'll do. That'll do for now. As someone suggested earlier, the Haywire Mine from... There you go. Is a good suggestion. I think that might be good for like a demolition specialist. I think it's just that big. If you look at it compared to the rest of the model, I think unless the model's actually holding it, it looks far too large. Interestingly though, is the hand... So the hand for a Heavy Intercessor isn't all that much bigger than a regular one, so maybe I could get away with just chopping this off and attaching it to a regular heavy Intercessor Gravis arm. That might be an option. I'll keep that in mind. Maybe if we get anywhere with this guy, we can approach that for the second model. Okay, so I've got a few pouches here. We've got a couple of grenade pouches. We're going to stick some of those on the chest. These are from some Reavers. And they also have some Incursor pouches as well. We'll take those. And I think that'll do, really. I don't want to go too heavy on the pouches because I'll run out. Oh, there's also someone from this kit as well. We've got a bayonet, so we can go for a pistol. We also have one. Just the one. Okay, we'll go for a pistol as well. Oh, yes, we also were going to say about doing the ammo as well. The ammo on the bolt on the shotgun. That's what we need to do. Pouches where they can't reach them. Exactly, that's exactly where they need to go. Pouches where you can't reach them. Is it too late to add a handle off the Hellblaster backpatch to his chest? It's not, but I like the idea, and obviously it's what I did on the Gravis guys, but on the Aggressors. But I might save that for more of like a close quarter combat guy. I know this is like a Breacher, which is kind of similar, but I'm going to have to split hairs for this. I'm going to have 15 of these guys, and I need to kind of think of specializations for the rest of them. So close quarters is different from a Breacher in these guys. The close quarters guy is going to have, I don't know, some sort of weapon in his hand. I don't know what I'm going to use for that, but that's the idea. And I will give him the extra kind of handle on his chest. I don't know what that handle will be useful for, but yeah. Right, okay, so we have a few pouches. Let's get these in place. I also get a couple of shoulder pads ready, and we also need a head. People with spare bits looking to get in some kit bashing, do you have a suggested mini or faction that you find very simple to start with? Love your work all the way from New Zealand. Well, thank you very much, Tom. All the way from Middle-earth. So, first of all, if you have question for people with spare bits looking to get into kit bashing. Space Marines, I would always say, are one of the easiest factions, mainly because Space Marines are quite generic compared to a lot of other factions in Warhammer. They are essentially blank canvases a lot of the time. There are a few units which are a little bit more specialized. Anything for like faction-specific stuff is going to be a little bit more specialized. But if you just were to buy some regular Intercessors, Assault Intercessors, anything like that, you have such a straightforward, fairly low detail model. When I say low detail, I don't mean the details don't stand out. It just means you don't have a lot of like gumph on the model. So yeah, Space Marines are always a good option in my opinion, because they just lots of spaces you can add your own details. There are lots of kits that work with them; they're compatible, and also I think the background really does allow you to go kind of crazy with how you design them. You can have them coming from all sorts of different backgrounds, worlds. They can operate different combat styles. You can have them lean into the slightly chaosy aspect if you want to. You can have them almost toe that line between chaos and non-chaos. I actually think they are easier to kitbash than chaos models, personally. Sometimes a simple head swap really helps in the beginning. I agree, yeah. When you're coming to Space Marines as well, you can, if you look at the upgrade kits that they sell, and often you will notice that most of the time they are heads and they are shoulder pads, because a shoulder pad, a head, and a paint scheme can massively change the way the model looks. And quite a lot of heads work with Space Marines as well, surprisingly. Orcs is the best for kit smashing. See, this is one of those things, really. I don't know. I don't know if it's just me. I don't know if it's just like something which is... What's the word now? I don't know if it's just something like, if you want to do a vehicle, you can pretty much make an orc vehicle out of anything. You stick some random bits of plasticard to it, random bits of pipe or whatever. It works really well for orcs. Now, I don't necessarily think, now I could be being controversial here, I don't know, but I don't think orcs are that good for kit bashing. I think orcs are forgiving for kit bashing. You can do a lot of really kind of heavy-handed, almost, I don't want to say crude, but you can almost kind of get away with really basic cuts and just shunting two parts of a model together, and you kind of get away with it if it doesn't look 100%. So I think that's why they're good. They're good for beginners if you want to kind of get your head around how kit bashing works and you have lots of different components. But I don't know if they're necessarily particularly good if you want to go really heavy on a particular theme, because if you look at orc kits, most of what you get in an orc kit is all just orc stuff. It's all just already has that style, and it's harder to, I don't know, it just doesn't, it's harder to convey a particular theme or a particular background or a particular idea with orcs, because the availability of the components that works well with them to convey that theme isn't always there, and what you end up is that orcs just look like orcs. I'm not saying it's impossible. It is. I've seen people do it really well, but I think compared to a faction like Astra Militarum, where you have the whole host of Age of Sigmar kits to work from, you have a whole host of Necromunda kits to work from, on top of the actual 40k kits there as well. You can do some really nice theme stuff, but yeah, I don't think orcs are forgiving for kit bashes, but I actually don't think in terms of opening the doors for creativity they're as much of a blank canvas as maybe Space Marines are. My opinion is Space Marines are the easiest. Second easiest are Imperial Guard, because there are so many worlds that humans can come from, and you can draw from human cultures and that we have ourselves. Third, kit bashing, I say Chaos is pretty good, because you can kind of go crazy really with Chaos. That's pretty fun. This is like an impromptu tier list for how easy a faction is to kit bash. Who would I say after Chaos? I don't know really. Kabuski 100% agree. I assume you're agreeing with me, but we'll see. There's a few people who've made a few statements. So, Astra Militarum are great for filling the trash bag after you scavenge it for orc vehicle bits. So Tyranids are interesting, because I think Tyranids exist in a separate kit bashing bubble of their own, because with a Tyranid you can basically make an entirely new subspecies of Tyranid. like what I did. I took the idea of a lictor and made a completely new genus, and people will make, and they kind of have that, but again, you are always still making a Tyranid. You're not making like a specific, you're not really making a faction, you're just making a different subspecies. And again, you kind of have a different background for them, because their driving factor isn't culture, it's not something like tradition, it's not like a personality as such, it's more of like a biological necessity as to why they would change. Tyranids aren't going to have like a different color necessarily just to be, because we're representing, we paint our armor red because of the blood red sands of our planet or anything like that. It's more of a case of, we need to fight some enemies which are extremely heavily armored, so we need to make stuff that's got big rending claws on it. We're going up against a numerous faction like the Orcs, so we need to make sure we've got some sort of kind of meat grinder churner unit. But yeah, I think about this stuff far too much, but yeah. Go for it, painting. Thank you very much for joining the stream. Hope you enjoy the rest of your evening. All kit bashing to me is different from what you do. It's taking a Pringles tin and turning it into a kill rig. Yeah, orcs are very much like scratch bashing, I think, are where orcs work really well. If you want to build stuff from bits of plastic tube and plasticard and offcuts from other stuff, I think orcs are very much the win. But I think again, that's more of they're easier in the practical sense. So I think Space Marines are easy from a practical sense because there's so many kits which work with them, and they're also pretty much a blank canvas. But also they work well from a lore stance, a background. I guess like if you imagine it as software and hardware, so the physicality, the hardware of orcs is really easy to customize and modify, but the software isn't as much. I don't know. Maybe I'm just talking absolutely talking to crap. Maybe I am. But yeah, this is why you join. This is what you get when you come along to the streams. You just get me waxing lyrical about why a particular army is better to kit bash than another army. Okay. I personally find kit bashing abhumans a pain. There are only two 40k kits for them, and AOS as a whole faction for them, but all of their bodies are essentially the same walking blob. Yeah, Beastmen are... They're quite old, aren't they? They're not... We did this when I kind of got sidetracked before and had a look at White Dwarfs. They are very much there. They haven't really changed all that much from like 20 years ago. I think they had a kit refresh, but for the most part, their kits and their range very much stayed the same. But yeah, I don't know. Abhumans are... I mean, there's the Chaos ones, isn't there? I don't know, maybe if you could change those at all. The Zangors are going to be very difficult to change. I wouldn't really suggest those, but it's not impossible. Okay, that is pretty clean. I need to have a narrative in my head to be able to kit bash effectively. A character bio, if you will. It's easier for me to with Marines because those are the faction I enjoy the most. I'm the same. If someone says to me, do you have any advice for kitbashing a custom faction for Space Marines or anything like that? And quite often, the first thing I'll do is like, okay, well, tell me about your chapter, and they'll often not have any background for them. They'll just know that they want to kitbash something and don't really have a reason. I feel like, well, it's easier if you start off with a background as to why your chapter exists, what their kind of home world is, if they have a home world, what their tactics are, what they specialize in, even things like what is the climate of their home world, what are the cultures of the humans who live there, who are they a successor of? Is it unknown? Is it known? Do they have good ties with communications with their parent chapter? Is there options for animosity? And then from there, you can kind of build the physical parts of shake the camera. You can build the physical parts of the army to reflect the background. And I always find it's easier to start there than it is to work backwards and make a cohesive background based on the model that you've built, personally. Pete, do you have any tips for kitbashing guard into Tanith guards? So, it's a tricky one, really, because anything that you do over a large army... Let's have a quick break, just because I'm sick and tired of cleaning up components. We'll do some gluing in a second, don't worry, guys. So let's just have a quick look at what I'm talking about so I can get it in my head. So Tanith have a very distinctive appearance. And obviously we have miniatures to represent that. Not Agents of the Imperium, always click on that. Let me find them. Click view all, that's easier. Wait, are they on here? Have I missed them? Oh yeah, there. So Gaunt Ghosts are very much a style unto themselves. You have quite a light appearance. There's not much in the way of armor, even clothing, obviously over the arms is missing. But these are characters, so you can kind of get away with maybe not having this across a full force. I think, if I'm not mistaken, someone who's read the books more recently than me may remember the Tanith have also drawn troops from other regiments, if I remember rightly. They're not just the Tanith that managed to escape before the planet was destroyed. Am I correct? Oh, I also apologise for missing Bjorn007 subscribing an hour ago. I hope you're still here. Thank you very much for subscribing over on Twitch. I was just on a different page, so I didn't notice it. Thank you very much. Verdenhive and another Belladonna as well. Okay, yeah, so what I would suggest is, rather than kind of worrying about recreating this kind of theme too much, is go for... probably not not Veteran Guardsmen. Katachi Jungle Fighters are just old. And what I would do is maybe try and look at modifying some of the regular Cadians. Let me just find the regular Cadian squad there. So the good thing about Cadians is they're pretty generic, really. What I would maybe do is do some head swaps. I think if you swap out these heads, and then we're gonna have a look in the old Necromunda world. There are so many different heads options from different factions. Maybe if you went without helmets, try to use heads without helmets. So there's obviously quite a few in this kit already. There's also the upgrade kit, which has quite a... It's not going to show up because that would be too easy. Yeah. If you take even the buried heads from the Tempestus Signs might work. You might need to modify the necks a bit because the heads and the necks are a little bit strange, the proportion compared to the older kids. Where's the Cadian? This one. So this is a Cadian upgrade sprue, but I think if you kind of leaned more into more of these kind of helmetless heads, I think you could actually get some quite interesting stuff for the lighter aspect. If you want to go even further, it wouldn't be all too difficult to cut down these shoulder pads and just round out these shoulders so it's more cloth. Again, that should give you more of a lighter infantry appearance, but that's what I would do personally. Maybe even Age of Sigmar. I'm not sure if there's anything in there. The old Empire stuff would have been good for it, but it's not available at the moment. Maybe when Old World comes back. I don't know if the scale is right for System of Sigmar. I've not tried it myself, but maybe it is. Don't know. Pardon me. It's easy to add stuff to an orc. It's harder to find alternative orc body sources. There's a few kits from alternative miniatures. Yes, there is. It's like I said, it's one of those things where you have a very restrictive range, and it's very obvious what it is. They all have their kind of very particular style, and it's often difficult to move away from that. Everything you add to an orc, it makes that particular orc look more individualistic, but you're still having that orc aspect. So yeah, it's not completely fresh, I guess. I'm making some Asher Militarm infantry using Delac heads, but you need to green stuff next to them. Okay, yeah, I think that's not too bad though. Green stuffing next, you can just usually put a blob in there and then stick a head on. I had to do some green stuffing for a recent model that I've built, which I'll be releasing a video for soon because I'm using a non-standard head. But yeah, that's a good point. If you can, there's so much stuff in the Necromunda range if you're struggling to find stuff. And there's even box sets which actually come with heads as well as like equipment and stuff. So let's have a look at those. Are they called upgrades? Let's put upgrade in. Let's see what comes up. And then if I filter it by boxed games, can I filter sort by? No, won't let me. Yeah, so these kind of sets have really good head options. So you get quite a few heads in these. But yeah, you will have to change the necks, I'm guessing. But that can do a lot, to be honest. These arms are too big for Cadians. They are very tempting, but they are far too big for Cadians. They're just built differently, Orlocks are. Right. Mike Hawkins, and we're down the ramble rabbit hole again. It wouldn't be a stream if we weren't, would it? Let's face it. Right, let's get that back up, shall we? Okay, cool. Okay, this is a pouch from the Incursor squad. I'm just going to pop that in half, just so we have 2 more usable pieces of pouches. Let's clean those up a little bit. What time am I on? Okay, an hour and a half on this model. Oh dear. To be fair, I did get sidetracked a couple of times talking about random stuff, so I'm gonna say that's accounted for a lot of time. I also had to spend some time explaining the problems that we had yesterday. Dalek Ganga heads are super easy to get hold of because the gang box has 20 of them. That almost reminds me of the Eradicator's kit, because that's like 3-man squad, but I think you get just stupid numbers of heads in there. Which is strange because most of the heads are the same anyway, so it's like a really unnecessary amount of heads for that kit. They could have literally stuck anything else in there, but it's like, we've got a load of space, just fill it with heads. Okay, first lot of patches. if you don't add the rockets and extra grenade launcher to the Desolation Squad rifles, it seems like a good base for a tactical rifle for Phobos Marines. So yeah, this actually reminds me, I've been wanting to... Still on. Give the dog the medication. So yeah, one of the things that I wanted to do was do a better build of the Desolation Marines. I don't know, just they feel very G.I. Joe. I don't know if that's the right way to describe them, but yeah, they're just very much like a... I should like them because they're very much like my era of growing up in the 90s, the action figures that were just ridiculous with the kind of weapons that they had. But I don't know, they just don't seem to have that... They don't seem right. And I think I would really like to maybe do something where I mount the rockets on their backpacks and have them so they're not necessarily using a weapon and almost as like it's like a rocket pack. I don't know, that could look weird just as bad, but I have an idea where I kind of have them all on like the ARM computers or holding Auspexes or using some sort of computer guided rocket system, and the rocket system's just mounted to the backpack as opposed to them having the rifle rocket launcher things. I don't know, we'll see. Maybe that idea will get changed, but I'm quite keen because I don't mind the models, the idea of the models. I think having like a rocket launcher only unit works well. It kind of fits that aspect that Games Workshop have tried to achieve with their Primus Marines, where they have that one unit, one purpose aspect that many of the Horus Heresy units have. So you have Hellblasters, which are all plasma weapons. You have Eradicators, which are all melter weapons. You have Infernus, which are all flamer weapons, and you have Desolation Squad, which are all rocket weapons. It kind of makes perfect sense. It's not a bad idea for a squad, but I just don't know about the execution, personally. Primus are basically aspect warriors now. They are, but to be fair, it kind of makes sense because what it was Call made them not long after the Horus Heresy. That's how long they were kind of sitting in reserve for. So the fact that their doctrines follow the old Horus Heresy stuff, and the fact that Guilliman came about and was instrumental in their initial usage, that makes sense because obviously his history is with the legions and the way that they fielded their units. So yeah. But then he also wrote the Codex, like the Codex Astartes, which does have tactical marines. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know what Games Workshop are thinking. We'll see. Desolations are great. Honestly, they are so ridiculous. Makes them great. I don't think they're terrible. I don't think they're as bad as some people kind of make out they are. They're not awful models. They are far worse kits and stuff out there. And Games Workshop admit it because that kit was the Space Wolf upgrade sprue for the Horus Heresy Mark 6 kits. At which point they decide to re-release them. So that's how bad they were. I think that's the first time. I don't think it would work if it was a plastic kit. It's only worked because it was like a Forge World resin kit. So I think the turnaround is a little bit easier for them. Will this fit at the back here? But if I'm not mistaken, I think that's the first time. Yeah, that works. That is the first time that Games Workshop have ever redesigned or re-released a kit simply due to public feedback, public outcry. I don't know how you want to describe it, but yeah. I know Sisters of Battle basically came back because people kept saying that they wanted them back, but it wasn't. It was a very much a long process. I kind of feel sorry for the person who sculpted them though, because they kind of probably spent a lot of effort into sculpting those wolf heads, because someone probably told them to, and probably a few people signed off on the idea. Yeah, I kind of do feel sorry for that person. I hope it was the same person who developed the new ones, at least. Because those are a lot better. Let's get this positioned, see if we can get this in place. Just between the pistol holster and the belt there. Okay. Right, so we've still got some pouches left. We have lots of pouches. Where are we going to put these? So I think, if I remember rightly, they work quite well on the chest. The problem is when you start putting them on the arms, they get a little bit more harder to place. So maybe not on the arms. I'm going to stick them on the chest. Let's stick some of these ones. We've got quite a little bit of space there, so I might stick those there. Yeah, that'll work. Let's smooth them out a little bit. The rocket launcher gun they have were just ugly, but outside that, the Desolation... I mean, the Desolation Squad are just intercessors. I think, in a way, they might have looked better if they weren't just intercessors, if they had some other aspect. But I imagine they're probably a lot easier to design if they are basically just the same intercessor torsos and CAD files, just reposed with different weapon options. But yeah, I don't know. Even if they're just like aggressor units with rocket fists instead of flamers and bolt storm gauntlets, I think that would have looked good. Okay. Just needs a head. I think that's everything. I've actually got a spare pouch there for the next model. Right, what head to go for? I enjoyed Duncan's Desolation 80s action hero conversion. I don't think I saw that one, actually. I might have seen it. I can't remember. Games Workshop realised they were making Horus Heresy Space Wolves and not 40k Space Wolves. Yeah, because that head does exist, doesn't it? In the 40k plastic kits for Space Wolves. And I think it appeared at least once. And I think there's maybe another kit which has something similar. Maybe it was one of the Wolf Priests or something like that. Honestly, someone to complain about Desolation Squad, if the guns were just mounted on Inceptors like Farah and Overwatch, I don't know. I'm not really super clued up with Overwatch, so let's have a look. Can't really see. Are they on the back or something? I can't really see this. Okay, so it's kind of like they just fire out of the armor. Is that how that works? There's a picture of like the rockets firing out, but I can't actually see where they're coming from. Okay, so they're coming out of the armor. Okay, that's pretty interesting. I think they would have worked really well with aggressors, to be honest. It reminds me of Iron Man. How like they kind of pop up out the shoulders, and was that? Am I making that up? I know he had the arm one in the first one that he blew up the tank with. Could you use the aggressor frag launchers as backpack mounted Castellan launchers? Yeah, so this is the idea that I was going for. What I envisioned was taking their backpack off completely, rebuilding it with some rocket pods. I'm thinking, in the same sense of the rocket pods don't in 40k. There's no need for the rocket pods to be targeted, because they should be like fired maybe with a laser pointer. They followed it. They're kind of like some sort of machine spirit guided, anything like that. I feel like they don't need to be aimed necessarily. They could have been like vertically mounted on the backpack, 2 containers, and then maybe like a smaller one as well. And their arms could have just been kept free. They could have held pistols or like smaller weapons, or maybe just be operating some sort of computer. Inceptor face shield. I do actually have one here that I was playing around with. They just remind me of minions. Yeah, that's true. This is actually a good option for this. I dug this out specifically for this build. I might need to modify this one because it kind of so the Inceptor's heads go back a little bit further than the so you see what I mean? There's kind of like a little bit of a gap there. So it's not, maybe if I had it on, I might need to adjust it slightly, but I reckon we can get it to fit. I think what's happening here is this is a little tab on the inside of the, it's kind of like locking off against this. What's the plan for the weapon? So it looks like a big shotgun right now. Well, that is precisely the intention. If it looks like a shotgun, that's because it's what I wanted. It's supposed to be a shotgun. Game-wise, it won't make any difference, but in terms of miniatures-wise, I think it was been designed to be slightly more... Yeah, so I think the problem with this is, if you look at the Inceptors, their heads are... They're more like Gravis. I think these heads work really... There you go. If I've got a Gravis armor here, you can see how almost like the hoods cover more. So with this, you can kind of get away with this leaning forward a bit more in the head. I'm not going to fit it in there, but it will fit in there much better than it would do on these guys. Now, I did use one in the previous, which is the open one, and it kind of creates like a nice kind of armored section, but let's see if I have another one in here. Oh, I do actually. This might be a better option. This might actually be a better option because it's got the groove on this side, which is what I need. It's not perfect, but it is better than the previous one. So what do you think? Is this a yay or a nay? Are we looking at something which looks a bit ridiculous, or... a bit too much, or... Looks good. You might need to tweak things a little bit, but I reckon I can get it. Yeah, this one is actually fitting a lot better, actually. Yeah, I think if I make a few tweaks and trims just to get it sitting properly, but yeah. Yeah, it's the only thing that I'm worried about is, you see how the kind of the ridge, the detailing on the ridge just stops. It's not really another way of getting around this though. If I want to use this head. Put something around the inside of the face shield to help fill the gap. His head looks a little bit too big, I think. Personally, I don't know. It just kind of I think it just doesn't sit as well as it would. I like the aesthetic, but I just think I'm limited by the parts at the moment. I don't know. I think compared to a regular don't know. Not feeling it really. I think there's a way of doing it, but and the way I did it last time would work really well, basically. This isn't for this particular model, but I'm just thinking for a future model. The eradicator's heads don't work too badly, actually. Is there one with less of a hood? Yeah, I kind of want to do something different with the head. I think there's definitely something worthwhile with modifying the head, making it look a bit chunkier. It fits that aesthetic nicely, but it's just what we do to make that change, what component we use, and I don't have an awful lot of options, really. Maybe some sort of Hellblaster option. I don't know, could this work? If we... I'm not thinking that. Take the handle from the Hellblaster backpack and fit that across the top here. I know someone mentioned using it across the chest, but maybe if we cut it off and kind of closed in the chest, closed in the top of the helmet a bit, that might make it look a bit chunkier without necessarily requiring us to use a completely different head. I might cut that off. I've got loads of these. I bought a whole bunch of them from Bitsbox. Helmet from the Blade Guard. No, I think I like the helmets from the Blade Guard, but I don't think they fit the aesthetic of the Raptors. Like a roll cage. There we go. Yeah. just in case he rolls over. Big EOD Marine, put the toughness 6 exclusion. I do like it, and I think so. If you remember my, he's over there, and I can't be bothered to go and get him. But Blade Guard Visor has a nice helmet with the visor up. He does actually, but do I have that model to hand? I don't think I do actually. Do I have it in here? I know exactly which head you mean as well. It is quite nice a head. I'm just going to grab a regular aggressor head out, just not aggressive, but heavy intercessor head out for the time being, just so I've got something to fall back on. Not that one. I need a head which has a slight rightwards tilt. That's perfect. You mentioned earlier that you weren't sure about the handles on the chest were actually for. To me, it made them look like Titans from Titanfall, where the pilot could use them to pull the front of the Gravis down so he could climb in. Yeah, I mean, maybe it's for the servitors so they can kind of like, when the little chapter serfs are like need to clean his visor, they can just kind of like grab onto that and lean up and give themselves a shake. I think there's definitely a reason that we can come up with in. Yeah, I genuinely think that a regular intercessor head looks pretty good for this. I think if we want to add something on, what I'll do is I'll get the roll cage. I'll see how it looks. I won't glue it on. I'll cut it away and see how it goes. The captain with honor shield of perfect helmet. Let's have a quick look on Firefox. I don't know if I have the. Where are we? I know which helmet you're talking about. Space Marines. It was the one that was in Dominion, I think it was. They sell them separately still. Is that available? This one. Yeah, it's not a bad head, actually. I don't know if I've... Did I use this model on anything? I can't remember if I've used that as a basis for a kit bash yet. I definitely have the model somewhere, but I'm not sure. What about the helmets from the Grey Knights kit? I'm really undecided with this one. What about Pie Knight Subjugator from Necromunda? Again, good idea, but I don't actually have my subjugators to hand, so I think they're in the garage. I think my Necromunda heads are, unfortunately. I really like these. I'm just getting sidetracked again. I do apologise, but yeah, these are such cool kits. I really like these. Anyway, I tell you what I'm doing. I'm going to cut off the handle because I'll have a use for it later on, even if I don't use it on this model. And then, if it looks crap, then we don't have to use it. But if it looks good, then we can pretend that we meant to do this all along. So, unfortunately, you can't get away with doing this on a live stream. On a regular video, you can just do this and say that you meant to all the way along. Right, does that look too much? Because I'm kind of conscious about how this would look against other squad members that maybe aren't quite as heavily converted. I'm not sure. What about a regular Primus helmet with an Inceptor face shield raise up? So yeah, that actually works really well because it's exactly what I did on my previous. I'll go get the model. I'll show you. This is a good example. So this is basically the specific component. So this one here is actually the one that's the raised component. Ah, okay. Where did I get this belt from? Is that from... But yeah, unfortunately, so you can see it's got like the raised bit at the bottom there. It's also at the top of the head. Unfortunately, the kit only comes with like one of those, I think, if I'm not mistaken. And this is it. I only have one Inceptor kit, and this is the only one that I have for that, unfortunately. But yeah, it's a shame because it actually looks like a really... It works really well for the Interceptor, for the Gravis armor. But yeah, that's the thing. This is the problem sometimes with stuff like this. You can have a really good idea, but if you don't have the kits and the components to execute it, it's not always necessarily feasible. So if I go to 40k, So I think you get like 3 closed visors and you get 1 open visor. So that's the one I use there. You can just about see it there. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, the one thing that this kit is actually really good for, and someone did mention it, is the shields. That would be a good option for one of the other units. Hang on, wait. Oh, okay, yeah. So it's just the plasma guys that have them closed, isn't it? Yeah, so that's why. Yeah, so if you look at the armor on these guys, it's a lot more enclosed. It's even probably more enclosed than aggressors are, I would say. So when you put those faceplates in there, they are much more kind of enveloped. So see how they've got this top section at the top here? That smoothed out part of that faceplate gets slotted underneath that, so you don't really notice it. But if you have it separate, it really becomes very noticeable. Do we have it? So you get quite a few heads. Yeah, so there's one face. That's the open faceplate there. You can see it. That particular component. And you literally get 1 of them in the kit. And it's a really nice component. I would love just to have a whole bunch of those, because that is such a cool component. But yeah, unfortunately. Glue the shotgun shields from the assault bolters makes them look like breaches. Give the shotgun the shield from the assault bolters makes them look like breaches. I don't actually know if I have. I think I used them. I think I've got the plasma weapons. I don't know. Maybe I didn't. Maybe I did. I don't know. I can't remember where they ended up. Oh, actually, no, I do. Oh, hang on. You know what? I might actually have some in here. Random aggressor torso. So this is my old... When I first started collecting Space Marine components, I used to put them in a smaller bits box, which is just like a random selection of different components, but I can't remember what's in here. I think... I'm trying to flip this out and watch everything get dumped out in a second. It should be in here, unless... They might be on the sprue. They might be on the sprue. The sweet rummage sounds of a bits box. Just realised you just had the sounds there, none of the actual the visuals of me rummaging through the bits box. But yeah, this is like my old little bits box, and I just never got around to actually transferring the parts from stuff into the main bits box. But this had my Inceptor parts in there, but I don't think the plates weren't in here, so I guess they must be somewhere else. Yeah, I think that belt is that, and that actually might work really well for the shotgun. And I'm kind of at this point just tempted to give them that, and then maybe go for the up armored look on something else. I think. I don't know. Grenadier, yeah, we could have. I kind of had a little bit of a Grenadier in a previous one, but I was thinking either a Grenadier or some sort of like, I don't know. What would be the word I'm looking for? Like a tank, I suppose. A tank is probably the closest word I'm looking for. Someone who's just up armored and maybe is like in like a corridor situation. He's just like, we'll put you at the front and then hope that nothing gets past you. Oh, hang on. We might have a winner. I found my Yes, I have. I have found the look at these blue plastic. That's the first wave of yeah, this is like the stuff that came in the Dominion box set. I think it came with that magazine that came out, the Conquest magazine. So I've got a blue plastic librarian, whole bunch of blue plastic intercessors. Right, okay, cool. We're in business. We have... Oh, no, these are the Dominion ones. No, they're not the ones I want. Oh, okay. I might have been bamboozled. Oh, no. No. We've got them. Found them. Where are they? There. Okay. I'm not going to use it on this model. It's a good idea. I like the idea, but I oh no, it's not Dominion. What is it? Indomitus. That's the. Is it? Wait, hang on. Wait, hang on. Indomitus was the last one, wasn't it? That had the Blade Guard in. Yeah, that was it. What was the first one? Conquest was the magazine. What was the first box set called for Primaris? Dark Imperium. That was it. Yeah, so Dark Imperium had the Incessors, Hellblasters, Inceptors, and Aggressors in, if I remember rightly. Oh yeah, that's the thing, it's Death Guard. Yeah, that's such a cool box set. Yeah, 5 Hellblasters, 5 Intercessors, 2 Lieutenants, a Captain, an Ancient. Oh no, 10 Intercessors, and then 5. Did you not get Aggressors in that? Oh, I thought you got Aggressors. Okay, my mistake. You just got Inceptors. And then load of Poxwalkers, load of characters. Yeah, I remember that. It was a good box set, that was. Right, okay, so I know that I do have those shields. I will keep that in mind for the next stream. I will carry on with these guys on Sunday. So I'll keep those in mind. For this guy, though, I am going to get that bolter thing. The underslung grenade launcher thing. I think I have one in here, but if not, I'll get a fresh one off the sprue. North Star, make a dark tide conversion. Already have done. Chaos Ogre. But no, I probably could do some more, to be honest. It's not... So for anyone who was... this is basically what I had in mind, going back to my Desolation squad. So basically having a few of the arms equipped with these, and I can't remember which one these are from. So this one... I think this is a regular Intercessor one. Which one's this one from? Is this an Incursor arm? Is this a Phobos arm? I don't know. Anyway, that was my idea, to have a few of those arms in the squad. I've got to find that gun now. I don't think I have any in here. I reckon that everything that I have put in here, yeah. I have, oh, yeah, I've got one. Perfect. That saved some time. There we go. So I reckon that either on the side or on the top. What are we thinking? Top or side? Cast your votes now. But yeah, I think that on the side we'll finish that guy off. I'll give him a regular head. I'm not going to do too much around the outside. I'll maybe go a bit crazy with the up armoring on another model, and that could be the specialization of another guy. I was really hoping all the 40k terrain YouTubers would be going wild rebuilding Dark Tide stuff, but I don't think anyone has. Top will make it read more like other types of Space Marine shotguns. I agree. Yeah. So Dread Pirate, I do think that I am surprised that I haven't seen any more terrain. I'm actually surprised I haven't seen too many conversions. I think I did like one when it came out, and then I didn't do any more because basically Dark Tide was impossible to play for a time. Whenever I would join a match, it would inevitably either crash and just this, I would just get kicked from the server, couldn't get it in again. You want to see it again? Okay. So that'd be on the top. It's obviously, I can't easily do it. Well, let's clip it away first and then do it. I'm definitely going to be using it, so let's just clean that up and then. Okay, so top, I'm gonna flatten it out. It's gonna need a bit of a flattening. So top or side. Obviously, it could go further down. It doesn't necessarily have to go there. I guess when I see them on the side, it's often more on the butt of the shotgun than the side, but maybe the top. Top. I'm seeing a lot of top. A couple of sides. Side all day. Are you keeping the pointed tips? No, I'm probably going to cut those down, to be honest. Yeah, I'll probably have to cut them down. Poll. Okay, let's do a poll. Yankee does not... Tell you what, Yankee, you do the Twitch poll, and I'll do the YouTube poll. Go. Okay. YouTube poll is up. So top is winning currently. It's pretty close, but it's still top. Top is on top. It is from the Incessor Bolter with the underslung grenade launcher. You're correct. Oh. Side has pulled ahead into the lead. The Twitch poll, on the other hand, is favouring top. Twitch might be the deciding vote here. I think there needs to be at least 5% distinction for it to be a clear winner on YouTube. Side rail or something to that flat panel, it would do. I purposely chose not to have a shotgun that shoots grenades. Oh, it's every time, guaranteed, every single time that I decide to run a poll, it always ends up being 50-50. What are we going to do? So it doesn't seem like YouTube has got the clear. I said 5. It's close. 5% distinctions, 1% away, and Twitch has kind of been the deal breaker at the moment. So we'll see. Neck and neck. Oh, even Twitch is kind of pulling into even Stevens at the moment as well. You know, I think I'm just going to take the... Yeah. I'm just going to go for the side, I think. Unfortunately... Yeah. Let's go for the side. Let's go for the side. Side and then a second on his forearm. The shotguns on the Deathwatch shotguns had the rounds on the top, though. Side is the only way to go, otherwise it looks like he's running a Sword Brothers shotgun. Top makes the weapon too wide. Okay, well, let's flatten it out. Let's have a look, because we might be able to get some... what I need to do first is shave down this a little bit, because at the moment there's a slight curvature with this. We need to eliminate that if we can. Side is accurate to the real world, but that's probably irrelevant here. I don't know necessarily. It's kind of like one of those things where when it comes to... Let's end the poll now, shall we? When it comes to Raptors, I think there's always room for that slightly more real world aesthetic, personally. It's quite thick, actually. I'm surprised at how difficult to bend that is. I thought it would be easier. The lack of barrel on the shotgun reminds me of the railgun in Halo. I quite like the... I was thinking about adding it on, but I don't know. I don't really imagine... We don't need accuracy with a shotgun. Your shotgun's going to need accuracy. You don't need it. To be honest, it's already kind of like long enough, so I just imagine that there's more of like a lot of housing as opposed to it being a short barrel. It's still pretty long. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to trim down those... hopefully try and get it. Trim those down those points as well, but that's basically what we're going to go for. Yeah, I think the top does make things look a bit... Yeah, I agree with this side, I think. All right, so let's flatten out these top sections. We'll just save time. Just file them all flat. Sneaky Gravis Marines with railguns for snipers does sound funny. In my opinion, there needs to be... We need more Gravis units, in my opinion. Because I love Gravis units. Big fan. The only thing I'm a little bit worried about now is that because we've got Terminators, then Gravis won't be as popular anymore. Because it's weird how we had a Gravis Apothecary, but then we had a Terminator Chaplain. But I don't know. It's interesting, really, because we've got Gravis and Terminator armored captains. It's not really flattening out as much as I thought it would be, actually. To go a little bit heavy with that. We need more Gravis characters. Yeah, we do. Do we have a Gravis Lieutenant? Wait, hang on. Do we not have a... That seems like such a missed opportunity. We have about 20 lieutenants, so why don't we have a Gravis one? That's such a weird thing. And we've got like... There's 3 Phobos ones, if I remember rightly. Don't go... I will write to Games Workshop to get them to make a Gravis Lieutenant because... Yeah, I was thinking actually, because of course there are 3 Phobos. Yeah, there's... Yeah, there is 3 Phobos. There's the Reaver one. There's the one that's more of like a... the Lone Operative one. And then there's a Captain in Gravis. Yeah, you're as a Captain. There's also Iron Father Feros and Tor Garridan in terms of characters. But there is actually... Yeah, there isn't any. I don't believe I just never really thought about that before. But apparently... Games Workshop are missing a trick there. And that makes sense because, if you think about it, it makes sense to have one. Because the good thing about Lieutenants is that they're a lighter option. They're a pointer? They're a points light option for a leader. And obviously this new edition is very much big on leaders and attaching leaders to units and having them enhance their squad's abilities. And Lieutenants tend to be... slightly less effective in terms of... Let me glue this in place before I forget. Yeah, slightly less effective than like a captain is, but at the same time they are also very useful for just adding augmentations to your units. And I think a Gravis Lieutenant would work really well with Intercessors, because when I've looked at the rules, just from the quick glances that I've had with my very, very basic understanding of 40k rules, Jesus Christ, this is the most busy thing to work with ever. I've dropped this 3 times now. Yeah, the Gravis captains tend to be more geared up for aggressors than they do intercessors. Maybe the one with the bolt rifle would work, I guess, but the heavy intercessors are very much... Oh, Jesus. Why is this so fiddly? There you go. We're going to stick a head on him, call him done. And we've at least got one model done for this whole thing. Even all what have we missed? We're inventing new lieutenants because 75 isn't enough. To be fair, it wouldn't be a problem if they were just more evenly spread. We don't need 3 lieutenants for Phobos, and we don't need the dozen or so that we've got for regular. All I'm asking is for one lowly Gravis lieutenant who can join the heavy intercessors, give them sustained hits or lethal hits or devastating wounds or something like that. That's all I'm asking for. I don't think it's too much to ask. Only the biologist. Yes, he is the only Gravis. I suppose that's kind of like a hint that we might see something in the future. There is always we can keep the dream alive, or Gravis lovers can keep the dream alive, in the idea that we did get a Gravis apothecary as part of the new starter set, so we can dream. There we go, done. Stick him on a base. What if my base is gone? I literally had them out earlier. Cool. So if I keep the rate of assembly for these guys, it'll only be, what, 5 weeks before I have a full squad assembled? It's pretty terrible, isn't it? To be fair, I kind of spent a lot of time on this guy just trying to make a bit more of an individual character. And I also got sidetracked a little bit. So yeah, we'll maybe try and speed up. I'll try and come into the next stream with a few ideas about how I'm going to approach the next ones. But yeah, there we go. I think that's pretty cool. I think that works as like a breacher style. Quite happy with that appearance in the end. Right, next one. What was I doing? I think so. I had the 3 bodies ready. I just needed to remove the chest eagle, the Imperialist, I think it was. We'll have to take the Gravis Lieutenant issue all the way to James Workshop himself. Slap it on his desk, group effort, we will get a cut of the sales. So what's that? If we... there's 123 concurrent viewers on YouTube currently, I think, and then we have 34. So there's about 160 of us. So if we can come up with an idea for a Gravis Lieutenant and we can split the profits, if we can sell like £1 million, that's still decent. It's still not bad. It's about, I don't know, what's a million divided by 160? Is it like 7.5, something like that? 7,000 each. Not bad. Not bad. I'm starting a war now between YouTube and Twitch chat. It seemed more like a YouTube idea. I think actually it was my idea. If I'm going to say that, if I'm going to pull rank here, I'm going to say I'm going to keep all the money for myself. Okay, so Mr. Pogan does not want any of the proceeds at all. So Twitch can have Mr. Pogan's cut. How many Primus Lieutenants do we need to sacrifice for a Gravis Lieutenant? I suppose at least, what, about 2, maybe 3 to be safe, I think. Hi there, Pete. Love your work. Have you thought of making a Tiberius the Red Wake conversion? Yes, I have. And I do have somebody... I'm just going to check that you're not the person who's been asking on pretty much every day for the last however many hundreds of days. Because I forget the name. Bear with me. Let me check it. Have they commented today? No, you're not the same person, but there is someone who has been asking for 136 days straight now if I have considered, or if I will do a Tiberius the Red Wake. Basically, I made the mistake of caving to a suggestion to do a model. What was it? What did I do? Caldor Drago, I think it was. I think I got a lot of people asking every day to do Caldor Drago. I was like, okay, I'll do Caldor Drago. And then since then, I've been asking. But yeah, I would like to do one. And the biggest reason why I haven't is because of 2 reasons. The first one is the model itself needs to be big. Now, there isn't really many models which are of that stature which can match Tiberius, and the only one that I can think of is Abaddon, and that's going to be a lot of work to kind of cut away all of the chaosy bits, and it's not impossible because I think one of the guys from Siege Studios did it. The second problem is the model actually no longer exists, and he has very distinctive power fists, and the only thing I can think to replace them with is the Centaurians, and I don't know if they're going to be too big on Abaddon, so I'm really kind of struggling. I would love to do a kit bash. I would absolutely love to do a kit bash of Tiberius the Red Wake, but in terms of it's not through lack of. I'm gone. What's that phrase I can use? I don't know. I'm very much willing to do one, but I just don't have the materials, if that makes sense. Or I just haven't figured out how to use materials to recreate it. So, yeah, that's how I'm going to answer that one. Kitbash Tabros has a robot gorilla man. I could do. He's quite lanky though, really. I think Gilliman is. He's got quite a, it's like Primus scale, isn't he? But I don't know. I don't know how big is Tiberus the Red Wake? Especially if you went, it'd have to be like gone Primus as well. I think that would be a given. I think if I was going to do Tiberus Red Wake, it'd have to be like a Primusified. And I guess he would be bigger. He's big for Firstborn. So yeah, he'd definitely be even bigger if he was Primus. Not lack of desire, lack of parts. Yeah, that pretty much sums it up. Dread Pirate Danny, you're going to put a groove in the front section to make it look like the pump action can go forward. I should do, but I can't think how I'm going to do it without messing it up and making just like a really wonky line. So maybe I'll paint it on. And I'll forget, and I'll do it later on. I did see love from Bosnia. The closest Warhammer sort of means Vienna. Wow. Wow, how far is that? I just want to kind of get like my head around it. Americans be like, oh, that's nothing. That's like the closest Walmart to me is the same distance. I'm going to try and just do a very... Okay, so we say... Okay, let's say Sarajevo. Let's... Wow, 8.5 hours. That's where people in Texas take that long to get bread. Only an hour and 15 minutes by plane, though, and it's only 233 pounds. Or you could walk for 6 days, but it is a more direct route at least. Wow. Yeah, I feel very lucky the fact that my local Games Workshop is literally just... where's my closest one? I think it's like half an hour away, if I remember rightly. Half an hour drive away. It's not too far. Hometown to where I went to college, 10 hours interstate. Wow. Where's Necromunda? We forgot about Necromunda. Okay, well, I think with the last half hour, we're going to dedicate it to the mod. My wonderful Discord and YouTube and Twitch mod, Yankee. We're going to be talking about Necromunda. So if you tuned in for if you tuned in for the Heavy Intercessors, you've had 2.5 hours, roughly. A little bit less, because I've waffled on quite a lot. We're gonna dedicate the last half hour to Necromunda. Now, I would like, and this isn't just because the people in the Discord have been dragged just talking about Necromunda too much, where I feel like I just need to do something. Creature ATK, subscribe to the Prime. Thank you very much, Creature ATK. Much appreciated. Everyone who is a subscriber on Prime, a subscriber on Twitch, or a YouTube member, I grant you complete amnesty for using ad blocks whilst watching my videos. Feel free to use them. You are completely absolved of your sins for doing so. Everyone else, if you use it, feel really bad. And I hope that all your bits get lost in the carpet. That's all I'm going to say. Right, okay, so anyway, Necromunda. We're going to spend the next half an hour, the final half hour of the stream, talking about Necromunda. So I'm very much expecting the viewing figures to completely drop off at this point. Because But or maybe go up. I don't know. Maybe I should change the stream name to Necromunda. We could see them go up. I'll see. I'll keep an eye on the viewing figures. It might go up. It might go down. We don't know. We have no idea at this point. Do people like Necromunda that much? I need to decide on a gang. Now, do I have any Necromunda books? I don't think I do. I've never had a Necromunda book, and they released the new one, didn't they? With everything kind of. Oh no, hang on, no, I must do. I don't actually. No, I don't lie. I don't actually have any Necromunda books. I have a PDF, but I don't actually have any books. Well, I'm not going mad. Oh, okay, of course, core rule book. Maybe I should pick this up and prep for next stream. But yeah, let's talk about Necromunda. Let's talk about the gangs, because I need a gang. I need a gang to base it around. Anyone who plays Necromunda, what are people's idea for what kind of gangs do we enjoy? What is a good gang? What is a bad gang? Because I know nothing. I know a little bit about the lore. I really have a very, very tiny. I would say that the amount of German that I can speak is probably more as a percentage of the German language than I know about Necromunda as a whole, and I have very little understanding of the German language. So that this is the kind of levels that we talk about. You know what? Oh, I only need to check the 400 pages of the PDF that you sent to me. It's okay, yeah. Just spend the 400. Use my material. I think you said. Did I still have it? Did I put it away and safely away in the? I do have a super secret book. I didn't actually save it to a good place. Let's see if I still have it in my downloads. I do still have them. Okay. I don't know if I should put this on stream or not. I'm not sure. I'm not entirely sure. I don't want to get games which have bad books. Okay, right. I've saved them to a more reasonable location so I can remember. It's a lot of pages, though, Yankee. That's an awful lot of pages. King Oasis, hello. Oh, also, thank you very much to Lovedfoot345. Thank you very much. I mean, I don't know. Maybe this is Necromunda. Maybe it's a pair of Necromunda. I've had 2 subscribers over on. It could be because I give them amnesty from watching using ad block whilst watching my videos. But okay, Dread Pirate Dan asked a very relevant question. Are there any particular vibes you're vibing towards? Looking at any gangs in depth. So let's talk about the gangs that I don't like. I don't like the Corpse Grinder cult. Some of the models are quite nice. Half of the models are nice. The other half I don't like. These guys are good. These guys I don't like. Just don't really like them. Don't like Corpse Grinder cult. Also, they don't have big guns, so they're out. Ashwaste Nomads are quite nice, but I don't know how well they fare in terms of regular Necromunda. I'm not sure if they're just specific to Ashwaste. Not really feeling Escher or Goliath. Orlok, Van Saar, Ironhead. I really do like the Ironhead. I've got quite a soft spot for the Ironhead Prospectors. And also Ironhead, they're getting all those new characters as well, which I think look really cool. That guy's cool. I'm really liking this guy. Uto Asgalan, why did I think you were German? I honestly, I am not. I have attempted to, and I would like to learn more before I go back to Germany, but I am really not German at all. I can order a What can I order? I can't even think I can remember ordering a sandwich anymore. Nomad's too specific in a low tier gang. I have no idea who these are. Okay, Yankee, tell me, bestow upon me the what would be your S tier gangs then? If you're gonna say, tell me which of the gangs, because I don't even know if these gangs have sub gangs within them. That's a cool model though. I really like that. You could go Outcast and then convert any combination you want. That's quite nice. There's that guy who is the Forge World one, isn't it? Box games. Box games. Him. I really like him. And he's an outcast, isn't he? Let me be your co. The trouble is, Yankee. If I had you as a co-mod, like a co-host on the stream, what would be happening is I'd be trying to talk about kitbashing some sort of character for my Raptors or something like that, and you just be waffling on about Necromunda. I'm like, I don't really like. I really like this aesthetic. I think this is really cool, personally. He's got like the Palanite gear, but it's all like broken, and I think that's really cool. Question, Pete. Hey, Pete, how do your true scale Terminators with Gravis legs size up against Leviathan Terminators? I've not actually tried them, you know. Maybe I should do. If I get around to finding out where I put that guy, I think I know where it is. But if I do ever get a chance to find it, I will do a post comparison to my YouTube page. So Squats, Vansar, Corpse Runner Cult are probably my top 3 gangs in the tier list. Squats and Vansar are essentially tower level shooting, while Corpse Runner Cult are the best iteration of Chaos. Hi, Scav Gang then. Okay, I have no idea what these words mean. Question, Pete. I've been tinkering out with kitbashing a 40k Lion model into Lehman Russ. What would be some good tips? Tricky one for that guy. You can probably keep a lot of the cloaks and the robes. You probably want to integrate some sort of fur. There is already fur on that model, but you need to make it look a bit more wolfy. Apart from that, your main problem is going to be getting the swords, getting the weaponry properly. I think he has 2 swords. I think Russ does. I can't remember at the top of my head, but yeah, you want to get some nice fur in there involved. Outlaw gangs can have any model in your gang. That's the nice thing. Okay. Quite like that. Quite like that aspect of having a few different models, because you can have like a throughput, I guess. You can have something which is a bit more of a... You can have like a common theme, but then also have the remnants of their previous gang, I guess. Wait, hang on. Gene Stealer culture their own gang in Necromunda. What? I'm going to have a look in the document that you sent me. What? I didn't know they were. Oh, were they like a White Dwarf edition? My God, the rules are just... they look so dense. They look so dense. Wait, hang on. Gene Stealer Cult. Okay, so they were added as a... I'm trying to just absorb all this information. There's a lot of information getting thrown at me at the moment. The thing about Genestealer Cults, the whole 40k range is usable Necromunda. Oh, you can see. This is the thing. I don't know about this stuff. I was shown that the only stuff you could run was just. I need to watch some stuff about it because. Yeah. Okay. Genestealer Cults are perfect for a Necromunda gang. They have a lot of options for leads and units. Lots of interesting weapons too. Very Necromunda, especially with the whole mining aesthetic. Yeah. So, I was kind of, in my opinion, in my kind of mind, I was thinking I was going to do like a gang, like an outlaw gang. I might have actually done something which was Genestealer Cult anyway. I've known the lore there was stuff about the Genestealers being in there, Genestealer Cults being in there, but I didn't realize there was actually rules for them. I did not know that. House Cawdor. Why can't I find the... Oh, there's so much stuff. Oh, Chaos Cult. Okay, let's look at this one. Look at the rules for this one. Yeah, so the basic kind of... Oh, you can have a Chaos Spawn. That's pretty cool. I like that. What I think kind of overwhelms me a bit is all of the equipment and stuff that you can give them. The following rules can be used for making house gangs tainted, infected, or corrupted. Any of the 6 house gangs can be affected if desirable. They automatically become outlaws. They can't change alignment again. Keep access to the original house weapon. I don't know if this is the right one that I'm looking at. So you can become infected by Genestealers, or they can be corrupted by chaos. Oh, and you can even like get a gang become infected or tainted during it. So infected benefits: leader can become upgraded to a psyker. You can have 0 to 1 aberrants, counts as a ganger for the purposes of a gang composition. You can purchase a cult icon, leader or champion only, and you can hire hybrid Jews. A Genestealer Cult will be present in an Imperial planet that is being converted and show the different levels of mutation. Genestealer Cult vehicles are actually the basis for Ash Waste vehicles. So that gives me another option as well, doesn't it, if I kind of move into that whole aspect. Dalek Spiker, Piscian, Spectres, Worms, and the Nactgul are effective Dalek units. Hey Pete, Kitbashing. What are you Kitbashing? Well, at the moment, I am on Necromunda Monday, but I will quickly show you what we were working on today. So this is basically the Heavy Intercessor that we worked on. He's kind of like a breacher specialist. He's got a shotgun, an axe at the back, because why not? And then a breaching charge as well. So that's the one model from that we did this whole stream. But as it is Monday, and as it is, I've promised to do a bit more Necromunda coverage. Then we are talking Necromunda Monday. We are talking about doing some Necromunda stuff. This might be a good little kind of... Thinking about it now, it might be a good little thing to do on stream. Maybe each stream be a kind of a kit bash for a new gang member when we could paint him. Could be an option. Depends. I just don't trust myself building a unit, like building a roster, basically. That's the thing I'm kind of struggling with mentally at the moment. If he has to digest all the information that is actually spread between... This is exactly why I didn't want to get into Necromunda, because I know that as soon as I do, I can't just do a kit bash. I'll be like, okay, let's deep dive into this faction now. Let's see this faction. Let's have a look at these rules. Let's see if there's some hidden thing in the background of these guys, and that we can bring upon, and look at the rules, how the rules can be adapted for this. There are so many options. There are so many options, and I think this is I've kind of tried to keep myself safe by not getting too far down the Necromunda rabbit hole, because I know there are so many options for conversions. But yeah. Colonel 149th Deathclaw of Krieg. Hey Pete, catching the live stream late. How's it going tonight? It's going very well, thank you very much. We did have a productive stream. We built this. That was about it. 1 man out of 5 man squad, but it's going in the right direction at least. That's a good thing. But yeah, we're now talking about Necromunda because my barriers have been broken down, so I'm now doing stuff about Necromunda apparently. But the deep diving, lore digesting, story exploring aspect means your kit bashes could be infinite. Oh, I know what I'll do though. I just literally end up doing Necromunda stuff, and I kind of don't think I can just do Necromunda stuff. We'll do a Raptor collection video once. Yeah, so the idea of the Raptor stuff is as I add more units, I will be doing more stuff. So there will be regular videos like the Jump Intercessors. There will be a Terminator one at some point that I'm kind of planning out. Probably some regular kind of units and definitely some characters as well. In those, I will do a bit more of a breakdown of what I've done so far. I've not done an awful lot at the moment. There is 5 heavy intercessors, 3 aggressors, and then the 5 jump intercessors, and then this is the 4th squad of the army. So yeah, it's not huge at the moment, but it will get there. Got any vehicles in Raptors? Not yet, but there will be some. Don't worry, there will be some getting some added eventually. Yankee, you can also promote me as your new co-host for some podcast-ish Necromunda fun. I think I need to have someone who knows a lot about Necromunda just tell me what to do. I think that's easier. I think, Yankee, you're going to have to just tell me what to do. I wonder. I joined and saw you looking at Necromunda stuff, but the title was Raptor. I was a bit confused. But yeah, it's kind of like coming towards the end. I tend to find that my attention span tends to drift throughout these streams. I try to be as focused on the one thing that I am for the longest time. And for the last half an hour, I give myself a treat and talk about all the stuff I wanted to talk to. You sure you know who we're asking for? I mean, it could be good. How big is a gang? How big is generally speaking? How big is do your gangs get? Because I know there's like a limit, and you will probably have more, so you can swap out stuff. But generally speaking, how many models is enough? $12. Yes. 14. 10 and below. I have not played in a bit. Kitbashing and Custom Bang. 10 to 12. Always thought. Are you hyped for the next White Dwarf Raptors getting in? Yeah. So I had a quick look on the Warhammer community thing. It seems to be more based around. There could be more to it, but it seems to be more heavily based around. Did I press the right button then? Yeah. Crusade rules. So some background and then Crusade rules. So yeah, we'll see. If there were some other rules in there, like some stuff about I don't know, some special like detachments, that'd be pretty cool, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. You're usually 7 to 8 men deep for the starting list. Cults tend to have 10 to 14. It's between 1 and 40k members. What do you think about the new Age Sigma models? I think there was some Sylvaneth, the Gry, and the Bug will be good for Nergaleth. I'm glad you mentioned that, because I tell you what, I'm going to give you all a little sneaky peek of my Let's check I'm on the right camera. So I've actually been working on that guy. Games Workshop sent me the new box earlier. I wasn't able to get it out for the release because I'm working on other stuff, but I am actually working on him for the Nurgle Nest. So this is the book still needs to be worked on. But yeah, I've replaced the tail end with one of the plague drones, you know what I mean, blight drones, whatever they're called, and then swapped out the wings for some as well, give them a bit more of like a disgusting kind of proboscis and a couple of little Nurglings. So yeah, still need to do the base. The actual Belthanos has also been tweaked as well. I've kind of tweaked him in line to my other Nurgle Neth units as well, so he's a little bit tweaked. Reposed his arm slightly, give him a different head, stomach tentacles and some bells, but yeah, apart from that it's pretty much standard. Oh, and also shoulder pad, but yeah, he sits quite nicely on there. But yeah, so I will be returning back to my Nurgle Neth at some point. There's a couple more videos that I need to work on first, but he has been worked on. He will be there. There's a few videos to get, but he will be back, don't worry, they will be back. Is that the new Sylvaneth people? You need to go find my tree boys. Yes, I have a whole bunch of them. I have I have 2,000 points plus of Nurgle Neth. That's the only army that I own really that's like a fully complete. I do need to tweak. I still need to tweak a few things though, just to get them. Since the last edition came out, the new edition of them came out last year. The army that I was running didn't really work as well, so I needed to tweak the list and add a few more units in there. But yeah, I will be doing that. As I filmed the video, the paint scheme is basically just the same paint scheme that I used on Alariel. Same paints on there. I've probably got a little bit better at painting it, but yeah, pretty much the same thing. But yeah, quite happy with how it's come out, to be honest. Went a bit heavier on the oranges, on the yellows as well, just to give them a bit more pop against the purple. But yeah, quite happy with that one. The only reason I haven't released it as a video yet is because I've worked on I've got a Horus Heresy video coming out. That's painted. Should we have a quick look? Should we have a quick look before the end? We've got 5 minutes. Let's have a quick look. Spoils a surprise, so look away now if you don't want to see the next Horus Heresy for the Space Wolves. But yeah, there he is. So yeah, coming back to Horus Heresy and yeah, Mark III Space Wolves. Really happy with this guy, how it turned out. And the challenge that I kind of set myself with this guy was not to use any Space Wolf parts. So this guy has no components from any Space Wolf kit, because I feel like if I'm just going to use parts for the faction, it kind of cheats a little bit, and it's kind of like, well, obviously just use Space Wolf parts. So yeah, so there's no Space Wolf parts on this at all. These are all components on here from non-Space Wolf kits. So yeah. So the axe, the head, and the shield are all from Age of Sigmar Marauder Horsemen. And the little runes there, they're from Fire Slayers, and then the disc is a piece of plastic card with a ball bearing, and the strap is green stuff. So yeah. But yeah. I was waiting for the Mark III for this. But yeah, he's basically, if you look at him, just zoom in a bit. So he's wearing like a leather mask, because if you look at the Horus Heresy, if you read some of the Horus Heresy books, I think the one with, I always forget the name of the one. It's the Space Wolf one. Is it Burning of Prospero? I think it's that one. There's like 2 books that are very similar. I think it's Burning of Prospero, and it talks about the Space Wolves from the Horus Heresy, and they wear leather masks instead of like helmets a lot of the time. So I've basically tried to recreate that theme with that. And there's also some miniatures that have those. But yeah. So that's been worked on. There is also another unit that I'm working on at the moment. So I'm working on an Age of Sigmar model. It's a female version of a Lord Celestant, which if you... I'm going to give everyone a little sneaky peek about what I'm working on. Let me find a picture of what I'm working on. That is a terribly sized image. I need a decent sized image to explain. Right, okay. So, yeah, so basically this is what I'm recreating. I'm recreating this particular character. I always forget what her name is. But it's from the Realms of Ruin game that's coming out. So yeah, I'm basing it around this. So she's kind of like a little bit more, like not as chunky, and I'm also going to try and recreate the lightning effects as well. I'm trying to recreate this. She's also armed with a Vanguard axe. So yeah, there's quite a lot of interesting stuff. There's an there's a couple of Age of Sigmar videos coming, Horus Heresy video coming, and yeah, there is also... I will also be working on Terminator, so there's so much stuff, honestly. And on the top of that, I'm like, oh, let's start a Necromunda gang, and then I was like, oh, let's do a Gene Stealer Cult Kill team. I'm just thinking, I've got too many ideas. But yeah, I will eventually and hopefully get back to doing... I don't know. I just feel like I've got so many ideas going on at any one time. It's just, and I'm in the process of also building Raptors as well. So, yeah. Anyway, I'm just keeping catching up with the chat. Just let me write down that we, as the Necromunda community, which mostly consists of myself, convinced Pete to look into Necromunda, we won today as a victory. You can mark the 30th of October. You can call it Necromonday, kind of like how you have Black Friday, but it's Necromonday, the 30th of November, man. The last Monday of October. Yeah, having too many days is always better than the old artist block. Yeah, definitely. One of the things I try to do is if I have an idea and I'm not really in a position to kind of execute it or go ahead with it, is just to write it down. I just got a big PDF, a big Google Sheets document, which is just full of ideas. And then like if I go back to it, sometimes I'm thinking that was a terrible idea. I'll ignore that one. But sometimes I go back and I'm like, oh, okay, I did actually have a good idea then. I can add to it or tweak it a little bit. And sometimes it gets made into a video. So yeah. But yeah, I think that brings us to the end of the stream. We had a little bit of a final preview, so thank you everyone who stuck around to the end of the stream. You got a little preview about some of the stuff which is being worked on and coming up, but that's like next 3 videos. Yeah, I think that's everything. Thank you very much to everyone who has tuned in and supported the stream, be it with just being here and watching and chatting, or if you've been so kind to drop me a subscription over on Twitch, or if you become a channel member, or if you've super chatted, anything like that. Thank you very much. Everyone who's my patrons, everyone who supports me on anything like that, anyone who does support me, I'm massively appreciative. I know that you don't have to. I try to keep all my content available for free. I don't really like putting stuff behind paywalls if I can. I think if you want to watch my stuff, you can watch my stuff. If you want to support me, you can do that as well. Massively appreciated. Make sure you join the Discord server. Lots of really great guys over there, great people. Loads of people talk about Necromunda, unfortunately, at the moment. So if you don't like Necromunda, then stay away. There is other stuff on there, to be fair. But yeah, thank you very much. I will be back on Sunday. Hopefully YouTube will be letting me stream on Sunday. That will be quite nice for that. And yeah, I've had a good time this evening building that model. We'll have a quick look at it before we go. Quick final look. There we go. The first of the second squad of Heavy Intercessors. So yeah, thank you very much, everyone. I will catch you all on the next stream, which will be Sunday. And I don't think we'll do Necromunda. We might do. We'll see. Depends if Yankee writes me a list of stuff I can do. So yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, I will see you all. Have a good week. I will see you all in less than 7 days. So thank you very much, guys. See you next time. Bye. Oh, hang on. I'm back. I just noticed Kermit. Thank you very much for becoming a sergeant member. So yeah, thank you very much. I just literally just was clicking off, then I noticed, oh, better not stop. Thank you very much appreciated. Again, you are now absolved of your sins for using ad block when watching my videos, so feel free to do that. Thank you very much. I will go this time. Bye, guys.